What's up, y'all? Sparta here, and I want to finally do my impressions video. Now, since it's not 4 days, it's pretty much a week or over a week. I'll just call it that. But yeah, the Galaxy S7. Now, there are some things that I like about it, and some things that I dislike about it. I won't call it my review. I'm not gonna get into everything, but what I mainly want to talk about is performance, camera, a bit of the camera, not all of it, battery life, um, what else? The water resistance, and just overall usability of this phone. Now, as I've shown y'all, I got a Verizon one. I'm able to put my T-Mobile SIM in there and get T-Mobile service, but I decided to put the SIM card in the Xperia since it's unlocked, and I get better service from that than this, which I'm not too worried about anyway. But one thing I want to talk about, since it's right here, is the always on display. Now, it's not, in my opinion, it's not better than like LG's version in like the G5. It's better in that it gets brighter, but it's not better due to the fact that you only really get notifications from Samsung's first party apps on this version of, the software. When it gets updated, you'll be able to get, pretty much every notification under the sun, since that's what they did with the Note 7. Now, I tend to have it like this where it gives me my time, the month, and the date. Sorry if you guys can't see that. Oh, look, somebody lighted up. Yeah, you see. Now, when you turn on the display, you get this great 5.1-inch Super AMOLED Quad HD display, 12 megapixel camera, and all the stuff that's already been stated since this damn phone has been out, which has been forever. Now, I don't use Samsung software, and the reason why, I mean, obviously I use their software, but I don't use their not skin, their launcher. I don't use their launcher because it tends to bug out. It tends to retrace apps and widgets for no reason at all. So I just decided to put BlackBerry's launcher on here, which I've said with my my Note 5 that I used on there, and I'll be doing my review on it. Oh, this is a SIM card thing. Now, what I do like about the phone is how bright the display gets. It gets really bright. And I do like how they didn't gimp on the S7 and give all the bigger features to the S7 Edge. I like how there's a 3,000 milliamp hour battery in here. I like how it's water resistant. I like how it has an SD card slot finally, or not slot, but you know what I mean. It's technically a part of the SIM tray. So I don't like how they don't have an IR blaster. I I don't like a glass construction on the front and back. Front obviously has to be glass, but I don't like the back. It gets slimy and slippery and it doesn't stay in my hand. Now I got a case for it. As I said, it came with the phone. But I don't necessarily think It's, what was I about to say? It's not the most durable of phones, obviously. Now, I'm trying to do this. Now, I will give this phone this. It focuses really freaking fast. You can't see it now because I'm in bad lighting, but this phone really focuses quick. In this camera, now I'm not going to do the water resistance thing until my review, but I want to talk about how the user interface feels overall and Samsung's features per se. Now I'll go into my Facebook app real quick. Wait. I'm sorry, I just saw CES. I might have to do that. But anyway, let me do that again. With the Note 5, they put the capture more thing, where you'll essentially just keep pressing capture more, and it'll do it to your heart's content, essentially. Alright, I'm gonna stop there. People are so stupid. Okay, I'm done. This was a thing with as I said, with the Note 5. I used it once before. It was useful for one thing, but as you guys can see, you get essentially the whole damn thing in that. I'm not going to go through everything as I said, but the water resistance is actually really cool. I tend to take baths because I get sore after work. So I tend to bring this phone with me since it's the one water resistant phone that I have and just keep up on shit while, you know, I'm bathing and, not and loosening out my sores and shit. Now I talked about I like the water resistance. It's not something that I value completely because most of what goes on in Minnesota is mainly just like, not stuff that requires water resistance. I'm never on a boat. Sure, it snows, but it's barely been snowing, and if it has, it's not to the point where it'll fuck up my V20 or my Xperia XA. And even then, when it was storming, I used my V20 and it had no problems. So normally with the screen, when it's just the screen that you're using, these days phones don't have a problem with you using them. The only phone I had problems with using in the rain were my Note 5. That's probably because of its like Wacom display, where it senses all the pressures and shit. That that was kind of a stupid oversimplification, but you know what I mean. Now, I'll get into gaming here. Now, I'll play Bleach, I guess. I don't have every game on here because it only has 32 gigs of storage. I have all my games on my V20. I haven't played this on here in a while, so it might have to update quite a bit. Damn, that was quick. Praise 5G internet. Sorry. I was about to say, well, they're about to give me my reward early. Now, next, I'm going to do a versus between this and the Xperia. and the Xperia versus the V20. Since the V20 tends to do better with the A20 than this S7 does. That kind of spooked me. I dropped it earlier today at work while on the truck, and I thought that it would be cracked. Thankfully, it wasn't. I'll pause it real quick. Now, this will actually show you guys how fast it loads games, I guess. It loads them pretty fast. It depends on your internet as well. This game requires internet, which is something I hate, but it's a fun little game. If you're a Bleach fan, if you're, oh shit, I gotta press auto. Now, it does stutter a bit. As I said, it tends to play better on the V20. Probably because there's more space for, like, heat to go through, despite this phone having a heat pipe or something. Water cooling, quote unquote. I'm gonna let it play out to the end of the, as I tend to do. That way I can use the special without, because normally when I use this specific character special, it tends to lag out. On my Note 5 it did anyway. On my V20 it doesn't. On my Xperia XA it doesn't either, which is actually pretty cool. That a phone that small and that budget based can handle that. I'm just letting it play out. I don't really care if I lose that much health. Let's hope Ichigo doesn't take the fucking kill from me. Now that stutter there is always there, but yeah, it doesn't seem to lag really. Let's try it again, shall we? And it doesn't do it the second time. Yeah, it plays well, and it doesn't. It's cool. It's getting a bit warm, but it's not getting like HTC One M9 warm. It lagged a bit right there. That was weird. And believe me, I know how hot the M9 ran. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as this game. See, look at that lag there. It stutters a bit. It doesn't do it that much. Like, see, see how long it takes after I press the button for it to. Like, it does not take that long on my V20 to do that. On here, it does, but I kind of expect it's not doing it now. But when I take it out of my pocket, it does for some reason after a long period of time. But as I said, this phone, Samsung phones tend to not age very well or last very long, which is kind of, par for the course. The Galaxy line so it sells millions every fucking year. So I don't really expect them to be like, we'll make every phone last. They don't even update their phones promptly. But that's a rant for another day. What else do I want to talk about? As I've shown you guys, oh, now it wants to be all perfect, except for right there. The fingerprint scanner is fast when it needs to be. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work very well, but as you can see, look at that stutter right there. It's being very slow right now. But I mainly use this as like a YouTube slash, speaking of that, to show you guys the speaker. I mainly use this to like watch YouTube videos and shit. I don't necessarily use it for gaming and stuff, despite the fact that there are games on here. What's up, y'all? Sparty here, and I'm just doing a quick video demonstration with the Sony Xperia XA. I gotta go across here. It's too much snow. Don't want to mess up my sneakers. I'm just kidding. Now that I hear this video after uploading it, the Xperia XA actually does really good audio for the price, you know. Like, I'm not expecting V20, but I can't really expect that out of any phone at the moment. Unless I get like the Mate 9, which I want to get, but that hoe is expensive. But yeah, as far as this phone, I do use like the heart rate monitor too. I do tend to like make sure that my blood pressure is good. If I could find fucking S Health. They changed the icon with this theme I have. I never started S Health. Could have sworn I did. Make me sign in, I swear to God. '96, nigga, how? Okay, it's just acting stupid now. My heart rate is not that high. But yeah, honestly, the heart rate sensor is actually very accurate. I use it sometimes when I need it. It's actually pretty accurate. For some reason, it's acting finicky now. I always used it on my Note 5, but since I don't want to talk about too much on this phone, I didn't really talk about much of the gripes and stuff that I have with it. The battery life, I'll talk more about that in my review, which will probably be. I gotta see what my schedule is like, but I want to shoot for maybe Wednesday. Wednesday, I'll say next Wednesday. But yeah, this has been Sparta. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.